Well, good evening and welcome back. Again, it's been 2 weeks, you've missed us. I'm back, it's me, Daxyman, giving you commentary on tonight's new season, which is the TTML GT series. We're going to have another season in GT Sports, seeing as GT7 still brooked, and it's not worth trying to do a multi-league season on quite yet anyway. So, we've got a format for this new season. A little bit different from how we've done it normally. This one is between 3 sector cars. So let me just let them know that I'm live now. There we go, guys, live now. So yes, we are got 3 sector cars for this GT series. We have got, as you can see in front of us here, the BMW M3, I believe it is. We've also got the Aston Martin, and the other car joining us is, where is it? I can never find one. I need one. There we go. The Mercedes AMG, just on the hairpin. Now, as you can see, tonight's circuit is Suzuka. We're going to be going through a few different tracks through this, I believe it's 5-part series. So we've got 5 races to go, and to see who comes out from there. Everyone is waiting for qualifying to start. Am I? Taking off my hoodie because I'm just getting that hot. Yeah, I'm about to say there is at least more than one AMG involved here. I know Liam New's got one, and I know a few others have there. What an absolute nightmare of a crash round on the back straight there. Right, okie dokies. Have you guys got good audio going in? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Everything's looking fine that way. Lovely jubbly. I'm just wondering why I can't hear stuff on my side, which isn't a terrible thing. I know what it is. I don't have my general speaker settings through on this. So if I change this to this, there we go. I can hear things now. Right, qualifying has started. And I'm going to remove this little feature just for the time being. We don't need the bottom information as of yet, but we will need it in the not too distant future. So the new format for this series compared to what it has been is as such. Let me just go back up here and just double check it from what I've been told in the old statistics, etc. Right, okay, so let's go here. Why can I never find the information that I need on hand whenever I need it? It's just never there. Never there, never there, never there. Right, okay, cool. So, we used to do 2 races. They'd both roughly be about 20 minutes long. First race, we do a qualifying for, as we are doing now. Second race would then be a reverse start of the result of race 1. So, winner from race 1 would end up at the back. Loser from race 1 would start at the front, and we'd have a nice little crazy race for race 2. This has changed this season. First race, we're only going to have a 10-minute sprint with no form of tyre wear or fuel degradation going on during any of that. So that is going to be the first race. You can see Ashley, our hostess with the mostest, just go spectacularly off course there. Round spoons, I believe. Then race 2 is going to be a 30-minute feature, right? But this will have 4 times wear on the tyres. So you will need to come in. They've got a choice of softs or mediums to choose from. They have to go with one or the other compound. So either starts on the mediums or starts on the soft. And when you come in to change, you have to go into the other compound. It's going to make things different. It's going to change things up. But hey-ho, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to make things a bit more dramatic. Let us go through the roster and see who we've got nowadays. We've got Katinaz back with us. We've got... Yes, we do. We've also got Xavier McIntosh. We've got Ethan Graham. Liam News back. Original John T from the US. Oh my God! The guy that he's known as Vector 42. I know him as Supertan. He is back with us. Number 6. Adam Piper, number 7. Chris Clements, number 8 in the Demon Tweaks BMW. Ashley Sharp, our hostess with the mostest in his own delivery there. And then Rob Schauler at the back there in the number 10 car. Love that livery, Rob. It is a sexy livery on that Aston Martin there. So 2.8 seconds remaining. I reckon that must mean this is the last lap. Let's have a quick look at the timing so far and see what we're looking at. So it is Cortinas currently first. All three top three positions are filled with the Aston Martin. It is the more used car this race. We've got many Astons compared to how many we've got. We've got five Astons, and then two M3s, and then two AMGs as well. No, sorry, it's three M3s and two AMGs. But yeah, here we go. Cortinas in first, and then we've got McIntosh second, Graham third, New fourth, John Thompson fifth, Piper sixth, Supertan. I got to call him Supertan for this because I just can't remember his name off the top of my head. Seventh, Chris Clements eighth, Ashley Sharp ninth. There has been a change up top. That has been Xavier McIntosh, who's taken the first spot there, and then Rob Schauler at the bottom. I believe this will be it for. Or have they got a bit more time? They may have a bit more time. They have a bit more time. Okay, I'm going to look up to see what the name of that guy is because I can't remember what the bleeding name of Vector is off the top of my head. I can't find it in the chat, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll call him Vector for today's race and go from there. So, what else have we got to do? What else have we got to do apart from my ramblings? God, I know you guys have missed those. My horrendous ramblings. As Cortinas absolutely scuffs up the exit underneath the bridge there through Degner. I pronounce it Degner. I think it's pronounced Degner. Degner depends. Yeah, I think I say Degner. So let's see how it's going there. Ashley is saying hi in the chat. Evening, my good man. Evening to the world. If you are watching in, listening, if you do like this, if you like the sound of myself, you poor soul, I don't know why you do, but hey, hi, how you doing? We are here most weekdays with different series. I know TTML do different stuff. They do Formula 1 stuff. I think they even do iRacing stuff. They've not breached into the ACC area, which I also dabble. But for now, we are sticking with the PS and GT Sport, waiting for this last lap to come in. And we will then give you the results. I'm just going to try and usher my dog in from outside because I've got an awful draft in my flat. And it's starting to get cold. There we go. Final standings and qualifying completed. It is Xavier McIntosh in first, then Chris Clements in second, Cortinas in third, Ethan Graham fourth, Adam Piper fifth, Vector in sixth, Rob Schauler seventh, Liam New eighth, John Thompson ninth, and then Ashley Sharp at the back in 10th. We are looking for those green lights to go out, and they're off. Good start there by Xavier McIntosh. Cuts across to make sure no one can try and do that dive down the inside into T1. No one has done. Good stuff. It is going to get a little bit squeaky bum time in the background there as I just saw Cortinas go into the back end of Chris Clements. And with that, Adam Piper's just decided to step back a little bit. Get out of the way. We've got another 10 minutes to go. We've got at least 5 laps. I think it's going to be 5 laps here to see what we can pull out. I don't think anyone can really push out more than a 2-minute time, maybe just under 2 minutes, but there we go. And so far, everything is looking fairly tidy, he says. And it seems to be the case. Right, Xavier McIntosh still in first, Chris Clements second, Cortinas third, Adam Piper in fourth, and they head towards the hairpin. Nice and tight. Make sure you don't want to push too hard on the exit and send that back end out. Liam, you getting a little bit of a tank slapper there due to that. He is trying to catch up with the likes of Ethan Graham, who won our last championship, or our last series, which was the AMG. Well, we just called them the piggies. They were just huge old AMG sports cars. So yeah, we love that. But he's here to see what he can do with this season, and he's repping a lovely little Super Dry livery. I do love that. Martini livery back for Liam New. It's one of his favourites. He does seem to have that one on tap. I want to see what the jazziness of John Thompson's is. Look at that. That's just like a multicolour all over the place as they dive down into Casio Triangle here. Any changes being made? There has been a little change. Rob Schowler's done something terribly wrong there. Had to go on the outside and has just dropped all the way back down to 9th and 10th there. Oh, I think he may have accidentally taken out Vector, and he then held off and let Vector take back in front to show good sportsmanship. That has pushed John Thompson and Ashley Sharp up into 7th and 8th. Let's get back up in the rest of the pack and see what's going on up front. At the moment, it is still Xavier McIntosh up front, still Chris Clements second, still Katinaz third. Katinaz really all over the back end of that Demon Tweaks BMW, looking to see what he can do, what gaps he can close down. Heading round the long swooping Dunlop corner, up the hill and into the two corners of Degner. Down second gear. Don't want to push too hard. Don't want to get onto that sand. Don't want to lose all that time. And Chris just really going elbows wide here, making sure Katinaz just doesn't have a clean run on any corner. And as Katinaz is possibly getting slightly frustrated, really is keeping up behind him. He's just going to keep the pressure on. Let Clements know that he's not affected by this at all. Heading down into Spoons now. Heavy braking. Down into third gear. Break down a bit more, possibly into second. Feather it through, down through the second part of Spoons. Onto the back straight. Away they go. A little bit of a gap created there by Chris Clements, but not enough, especially with the slip coming up here. And he's doing everything just to completely close off any forms of openings for that Vantage just behind him. He is really trying as hard as he can do. The Aston is looking in every little nook and cranny, and Clements is just not letting him have any of them. And with that, possibly giving the benefit to Adam Piper, first of the two AMG cars. Am I right? That is first of the two AMG cars. Yes, it is. To try and catch up to Katinaz. And he has done. He's got right on the hot of his tails here. Katinaz not doing enough to get past Clements just yet. And you're going to get a little bit of a backlog of people starting to catch up. And that's when decisive actions can be made. Bit of a gap between 5th place Ethan Graham to 6th place Liam New. A little bit of a 2-second gap there. He has got John Thompson behind him. Rob Schowler's just dropped off the pace of those two there. Unfortunately, he's a good 3-4 seconds back from John Thompson. Ashley Sharp is still in 9th with Vector back down in 10th. Not really been able to recover since that bump earlier. We will try and catch up with those guys. You can see there's a nasty little bit of scuffage on the front right-hand side there. So he's had contact with something. Back up front, Xavier McIntosh. 1 second gap here. 3 laps in. And less than 5 minutes left. I'm going to be surprised if we get anything more than 6 laps. And at the moment, Xavier is sort of just sailing away with it at the moment. Not under any sort of duress. As everything is back down in 2nd and 3rd. Chris Clements still trying to maximise the track in that BMW. As well as feed off advances from a very eager Katinaz behind him in that Aston Martin there. Do love that AMR livery. And he's going down the outside here. Is he going to see if he can do anything? maybe go round the outside of him on an outside overtake. It can be done if you get into the right place on this track. No, just doesn't get enough around him to be able to do anything. So has to slip back in for turn 1 and up through Snaky they go. Oh, catching a bit of grass on the exit there. Katinaz losing out. Not too much there. How is the fight behind him hotting up? It's starting to. Adam Piper and Ethan Graham. Graham wants to see if he can get further up in the top 5 positions than the 5th place that he currently has. Adam Piper I think he's just sitting quite happy in that Mercedes at the moment. The AMG doing fairly well. I was worried it'd be one of the tail happy ones. You know, it normally is in most of the games. It's known to have a lot of torque. It's known to have a lot of power. But it's also known in some other games to really good over curbs, etc. So I don't know if that's still the same. Oh, in sport, Chris Clements has done absolutely terrible on the exit of that hairpin there. And unfortunately, Katinaz was so close behind him, he could not capitalise on that muck-up, who nearly did, Adam Piper, and he's trying to dive down the inside here. He has done the inside, a little bit of a tap to Katinaz on the outside as to go around the inside of Spoons. He's going to have to give up that position. He is now up into 3rd place. Adam Piper has taken that from him. Well done, that man. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust my mic, making sure I'm not completely deafening you with distortion. And Katinaz is now going to be under threat from Ethan Graham, who's in 5th position now. And all that work through the first 4 laps, unfortunately undone, but not by his doing. By potentially maybe not being just that little bit more standoffish. Could have just darted his nose around and got past him there, but not much you can do now. Adam Piper in the AMG, sitting in the slipstream of that BMW. No, he isn't. He's going down around the outside of him. Can he try and do what Katinaz couldn't last lap? No, he can't as well. Chris Clements just hugging the inside of turn 1 here. Doing everything to play the long defensive game, and he is doing it ever so well. Big elbows wide. And that is what's looking for 1st, 2nd and 3rd at the moment. I don't know if this is the penultimate lap or the final lap. I don't know if they can squeeze in one more or not. Possibly so. Let's see how the rest of the pack is doing. Dropping down to 6th place. Liam New is under attack from John Thompson in the BMW M3 here. Oh dear, and he's just overcooked it on Dagner. 2nd corner of Dagner there, and he's dropped a load of space back there, John Thompson. 8th after him is Rob Schowler, and he's got a good bit of a gap between him and John Thompson, 1.5 seconds there, and there's a good gap between him and 9th place Ashley Sharp, who is still in 9th, and Vex is still down in 10th for the time being. Let's see how our 1st place guy is doing. That is Xavier McIntosh. He is still in 1st. He's got a 3-second gap and 40 seconds to the end of the race. I don't know. He may have to do an extra lap. I don't know if the guys behind him will have to do it. Let's catch back up. Chris Clements still 2nd. Adam Piper's still in 3rd. Not managed to lose that spot just yet. But Katinaz ever wanting that 3rd spot back. As we can see what he can do. Lowe's diving potentially down into the Casillo Triangle. Nothing can be done quite yet. Oh, getting ever so close. I reckon there's going to be a 6th lap out of this as they go round the last corner, last curve as it's called. And it is a race for the line. Yes, it is. Okay, 6th lap it is. We've got 1 lap left. Everyone else behind him, that is the end of the race for you. These guys are going to have to battle it out one more time. Adam Piper making sure he can try and get maximum points as he can. Wants to see if he can get that 2nd place from Chris Clements, if possible. Unfortunately for Katinaz, it seems he's unfortunately dropped back down to 5th. And Ethan Graham's took his 4th spot, so he's at least made up 1 spot for what he wanted. Adam Piper's still in 3rd. Clements here going through the first part of Dagner into the 2nd. Up the hill, under the bridge, towards the hairpin. And anything can be done here. No, wide sort of line taken there by Ethan Graham, just to see if he can get as maximum speed out of that hairpin as possible, to see if he can try and make any advances on third place. Nothing at the moment. Second still as it remains. Third as it remains. Fourth as it remains. And fifth as it remains. Let's drop back down to these back three who have caught up. It is still Liam New in sixth, John Thompson in seventh, and Rob Schowler in eighth. But there's nothing between these guys. And they are now heading down the back straight towards 130. And then the Casio Triangle. And that is it for those guys. Let's see what we've got for first position. Oh, go here. Oh, and Ethan Graham may have just lost through Casio Triangle. He may have done. He has just lost that fourth position. He's dropped back down to fifth. I don't know how it's going to go. That's Xavier McIntosh's third. Clements for second. Piper third. And who's fourth? Oh, it is Ethan Graham. I don't know if he got given that spot back there by Katinas. I didn't get to see exactly what happened there. But sixth place was Rob Schowler in the end. John Thompson seventh. And then Liam New eighth. And then Ashley Sharp ninth. And our guy from the Netherlands in 10th. Well done to Xavier McIntosh there. Pole position, clean race, and all the rest. Right, we are going to get the second race set up now. Hopefully it should go all to plan. I'm wondering, eyes in the sky. Our eyes in the sky. Will you tell us if we have qualifying for the second race as well? Okay. I think what happened there, Katinas may have accidentally bumped Ethan Graham, but I think Ethan Graham was trying to back off so he could give it that way. Hey, so everyone liking that first race result? Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. I'm going to try and put on a bit more of a commentator voice, a bit more Sherman voice like this. See if you guys like that. Let me know in the comments section if you prefer a more commentary voice, sounding like a real bad TV salesman. Vitro is Jeff Westenborg. Right, Mr. Westenborg. Welcome. That is who Vectro is. We'll have him in there. Hi, Jeff. Evening. Welcome to the group. Let's see what is going on. That is the results from race 1. Let's see what is going on with race 2. I know it's normally a couple minutes. And in that couple of minutes, I'm going to give you the usual blurb. Hey, like us, hit that subscribe, give us the thumbs up, and hit that alarm bell to hear more of us. All helps towards the algorithm. Algorithm makes us, it doesn't make us the money, it gets us the viewers. So, let us know what you think. If you want to join in, please do. Come join our Discord, come join our Facebook group. We are still under Full Throttle Racing in Facebook. We need to update that still, but there is still a Discord for TTML. I think it's called the Master League. You're more than welcome to come join it. Right, here we go. Let's see what the settings for this race are. So we are a reverse grid from race 1 still, but we've got tyre wear on. Okay, so we have still got the reverse grid format for race 2. It is now instead a 30-minute race instead of 2 20-minute races. We've got a 10-minute stint at the beginning and a 30-minute race at the back. But the 30-minute race, like you can see, has got the 4 times wear on tyres, and you've got the 2 tyre selections to go from. So that is going to be racing softs or racing mediums. No others can. We're not doing the super softs. No point. And we're not doing the hards because they just won't get used enough in the time to warrant it. So on to that we go. Let's get in there and spectate, see how everyone's getting on. I'm going to change the spectator options. Make sure all the display info is, race info's on there. Good stuff. How do I get the thing to show more race info? There we go, all the race info. There we go, right. So as you can see, Liam New currently driving on the racing mediums. Adam Piper on the mediums. Xavier McIntosh on the mediums. It could be a case of everyone starting off on the mediums, then doing the late dive in. We're saying about 7-8 laps in, you want to change mediums. They're saying, hey, some guys may choose a different tactic. It may work out for them, may not do. This is going to be the fun part of the tyre change. We've not really done any cups with these guys before, with tyre changes, with variables in there like this. It's going to make things a bit more fun, a bit more different. It's going to see if any tactics come to play, any early jumps in. Let's see if we stick a set of softs on a bit more earlier and see if we can ride them out till when they're really ragged at the end, and that helps out. Maybe it won't. Tonight's drink, ladies and gentlemen, because I am just a man-child, is chocolate milk. Yeah, that's right. No beer tonight. I'm being good. I'm drinking chocolate milk. Why do you ask? Got no beer in the fridge. Simple reason. Wish it was more. But there we go. Let's get on board. Let's have a look at Mr. Westenborg. Mr. Vector 42 in the Playboy Aston. He wishes, I tell you. I don't know. He may do. I'm sure he's a lovely chap. Right. That's a lovely little shot there of Liam New going down the start-finish straight. So, we should have, in theory, the following for our starting group. We should have Westenborg in first. We should then have Ashley Sharp second. And then a continuation of the rest. 2 minutes left. Fuel setting is on. Interesting. Oh, no, is fuel setting on? I don't believe it is. I don't believe fuel setting is on. I think it is literally just tyres, as you can see on the information on Liam's diagram, that he's already started to lose wear on the front too. Nothing too bad on the back. But this is going to be the interesting part. Which car is more hungry on tyre wear compared to the others? Already, I can definitely see a difference with the two AMGs compared to, let's say, the Astons and then obviously the BMWs. At the moment, just on this little practice, it seems that the BMWs are using the least amount of grip, or tyre wear, I should say, compared to the others. But it may change, I don't know. It might be because they're just driving like idiots and doing stuff like this, which is causing it. I'm not sure, but we'll find out shortly. Let us know what you think of it. Any changes, who you're rooting for. That's what the chat is there for. Let me know. Let's see what else is going on here. Right. Perfection. Right. Final will start in 5 seconds. And here we go. Right. Race formation commences. Flashing starts. As I said, we've got Westenborg at the front, followed by Sharp, followed by New, followed by Thompson, followed by Schauler, then Katinaz, Graham, Piper, Clements, and then at the very back it is McIntosh. Let's see what happens. Waiting for those lights to go out. And they're off. Watching there to see if there was a good start. Not a brilliant start by Westenborg there, as there was a lot of people catching up to him very quickly, but Ashley Sharp was the one who got had round the outside there by Liam New. Liam New already up into second place there. Ashley Sharp unfortunately dropped down to third, and if he doesn't watch out, advances from John Thompson could have him down to fourth. He is down to fourth. Into the snakes they go. A little bit of a bump from the back end has made me lose another position. Unfortunately, Ashley's just dropped like a stone from second all the way down to fifth there. You never know. Tactics of tyres may save him, though. He has got the BMW. It has looked like the better car on tyres so far. Don't hold me to it. It is still early in the race. Let's have a look at the top. Jeff Westenborg still in first position. Liam New second. John Thompson third. Rob Schauler down in fourth. And then we've got Ashley Sharp in fifth. Who's in sixth? Adam Piper And Xavier McIntosh has already got up into 7th there from last place. Look at that man go. Then you've got Katinaz, Chris Clements, and at the back at the moment is Ethan Graham. All constantly ebbing and changing as they head down round and towards Spoons. He says, try not to burp. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Into Spoons they go. Vector taking it stupidly wide. Unfortunately gets bumped on the backside by Liam New and gets span out. Is Liam going to hold back? He is, I think. But the problem with that is that he then caught Ashley Sharp and also caught Chris Clements. So there's just been an absolute spin out where Ashley Sharp's now dropped down to 7th. Chris Clements is 8th. Vector has dropped back down to 9th. And Liam New is down in 10th. Good on the man for at least stopping and let everyone catch back up. A bit of a mountain to climb. You have got 30 minutes. But he's definitely set himself a challenge for the rest of the race. So who's now back up in first? It is Rob Schowler in first at the moment. And it is then John Thompson just behind him in second. Adam Piper's now in third position with Xavier McIntosh. Wants to see if he can challenge him into turn 1. Didn't manage to get enough on that front wing onto the back rear quarter panel of that AMG to do anything about it. But is definitely making his presence known here. Why is there not data about the cars on screen? There we go, that's better. As we can now see the throttle inputs, outputs, and my main concern is that little bit there. You can see the tyre wear and the tyre types. I think everyone, let's have a quick run through. No, everyone apart from John Thompson. Oh no, we've got a couple. John Thompson and Chris Clements are both on racing soft. So realistically, John Thompson wants to see if he can capitalise on these faster lap times and get in front of Rob Schowler and attack. But unfortunately, he's actually being attacked now by Adam Piper, who is on mediums, and Xavier McIntosh, who's also on mediums behind him. Another person who was on medium was Chris Clements, who's now unfortunately back down in 7th due to that first lap mishap going on, with Liam New on through Spoons onto the back straight there. So that's really going to probably hinder his strategy with his racing softs on. I'm guessing at this point in time it is get round as fast as you can for a good few laps, maybe try and dive in early for those mediums and try and make the places up that way with fast lap times. Fingers crossed for that man. Let's see what happens with him and what can be done. Still up front is Rob Schowler. 1.2 second gap now. Man is on fire and he is dipping in. No, he's not. Sorry, I thought he was dipping into the pits. No, he isn't. He's just going round Casio Triangle. Holding on to first. John Thompson still in second. Holding off advances from Adam Piper from behind. Piper third. Xavier McIntosh fourth. Katinaz in fifth. Third, fourth and fifth all together. No, third and fourth. Sorry, second, third and fourth all together. And then you've got fifth and sixth battling it away. That is Ethan Graham, who's managed to get back up into 6th position now, with Katinaz in 7th. And they want to see if they can do-si-do their way up that list of drivers. Going to keep with 3rd and 4th fight just for the time being, as that's where it seems to be going on with Adam Piper and Xavier McIntosh. McIntosh here really getting close in through De Gea. Sorry, Degner. And there was a bit of a poor exit from Degner underneath the bridge for Adam Piper. And he has. He's been undertaken there by Xavier McIntosh. And with that, left himself open on the entrance to the hairpin and nearly got pipped by the likes of Katinaz behind him. But because Katinaz was not able to switch the line he was on midway through that hairpin, he wasn't able to capitalise on that at all. That's the second race that's happened to him so far. Back end stepping out there for Adam Piper on the first part of the Spoons. That's definitely slowed his momentum on this back straight here. And I'm just wondering what Katinaz is doing. Is he just going to try and bump draft him, see if they can work together? 4th, 5th and 6th, if they can work together, they can make their way back up into those good spots and good positions. I want to just see how the tyre wear is looking for John Thompson here, because he's one of our guys on Racing Softs. And I'll be honest with you, it's not a massive difference from the mediums. It is enough. It is definitely enough. You know, they're going to have maybe a good, if they're on lap 4 now, maybe 6 laps. 6 laps until you start seeing some degradation where it's going to start really affecting lap times. And then you question if you want to come in or not. Each to their own, each to their own tactic. Kermit's in the chat. Good evening, Kermit. How you doing, my man? Give us a wave. I don't know why it's not letting me do the @Kermit stuff. Well, that's why, because it's not @Kermit, it's TTG. Kermit, give us a shout out there. Have you got any money on who's going to win? Let me know. Let me know what you think, Kermit. I'll be honest with you, I don't know. With the tire variable, I've just got no clue at the moment. For the time being, Rob Showler is slowly starting to be wound in by John Thompson, which is half to be expected as he's on the medium tyres and Thompson's on the sport soft tyres. So that is expected to happen. But is it happening enough for Thompson to be able to really capitalise it? I'm not too sure, because he's then going to have to defend against Sport Soft. Well, pretty much the majority of the field, apart from him and Chris Clements being on mediums, the latter part of this race, they're going to have to try and defend their faster lap times from the other drivers. So let's see what happens. Anyway, Xavier McIntosh just got a bit of a half-second gap between him and John Thompson in third position at the moment. The two AXR drivers in good podium positions for the time being. No one dipping in just yet. Let's see what's happening on the next pack of races. Oh, Ethan Graham, he's got up into fourth position with the Red Bull livery. Yeah, he has. They've got the Red Bull livery. Adam Piper dropped down to fifth, and Katinaz now in sixth. So a good little manoeuvre there. Because last time I saw Ethan Graham, he was unfortunately just behind Katinaz. So he's managed to cut 2 places up and get somewhere good. Let's catch back up with Chris Clements, who is currently in 7th and under attack. Oh, from Ashley Sharp. Ashley Sharp trying to see if he could just get the inside line there. And oh no. Just tapped Chris on the way through. And with that, Chris has decided to DC. After that, Ashley may have slowed down to let the spot go back, but there's no point now because he's DC'd from the server. I don't know if that was a possible rage quit. Possibly so. I can maybe slightly understand that. I don't think Ashley meant it in any form of malice. Yes, he has. He's left the room. And so is Liam New. Oh, we've got 2 people out already. So, 10-man race has dropped down to an 8-man race. And still, with 20 minutes to go, all is, well, anything can happen, really. Anything can literally happen at this point. Sticking on board with John Thompson, who is trying to get the slip used on him down the back straight into 130R by the follow AXR driver. So Schauler is trying to be met by his fellow AXR teammate in current third. The meeting between the 2 bits of bread here is John Thompson on his racing soft tyres, and they are now, at least the front ones, are looking like they're starting to degrade to a point where you're definitely going to notice it. What did I say? 6 laps? Yeah, definitely 6 laps. Oh, tries to dive in down the inside. He wants to see if he can. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Tries to hold off. And he's just let off the accelerator a little bit to let Rob Schauler get that spot back, as it was a nudge. It was lucky Xavier McIntosh didn't manage to squeeze him through there, but I'm sure he's going to at least dive in at this end of this lap to try and get some new tyres on. I don't know how else he's going to be able to survive out there with tyres getting that low on wear. It's definitely going to affect his pace around the track. The 2 medium compounds looking a lot faster around him. Let's have a look back in 4th and 5th. Ethan Graham still holding off 4th. Katinas in 5th. Has got past Adam Piper. Adam Piper now has unfortunately dropped down to 6th. Gone a little bit wide on the exit of Degner underneath the bridge. Caught a bit of gravel. It's dropped him further and further back. Ashley Sharp down in 7th. And then our guy Jeff in 8th. And looking through, everyone's looking okay tyre-wise. Apart from, obviously, poor John Thompson, who's now unfortunately dropped to, has to drop to 3rd because just does not have the grip here. So I'm just going to watch him as they go down the back straight here and through off 130R and towards the Casio Triangle. He's going to have to dip in after the Casio Triangle to the pitch, surely, because I don't know if he can stomach another lap without just dropping more and more time. Here we go. Let's see what he does. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He stays in there. Tenacious as he can be. Oh, fair enough. Holding on to 3rd. If he doesn't lose too much of a position, he might be able to do something better in the latter parts of the race. If he's on mediums, those guys are on soft and they've lost a lot of their grip. I have to think that just looking at these cars, the more tyre hungry of the two do seem to be, or the less tyre hungry of the all 3 cars does seem to be the BMW, because Ashley's BMW has barely used any grip or any tyre wear compared to, say, the likes of the Aston Martins on mediums or the AMGs on mediums. Let's find an AMG there. We only Adam Piper's left on the AMG mediums here, so I know if it isn't John Thompson that needs to come in next, it's definitely Adam Piper. He's not so much, but compared to the rest of them, it's starting to make a definite drop in the wear of the tyre. And the pack has spread, unfortunately. So, we have got the front runners. We've got Xavier McIntosh, who's actually managed to go in front of teammate Rob Schowler here. Rob Schowler in 2nd. John Thompson still holding on to 3rd for the time being. Ethan Graham in 4th, and then Katinas in 5th. That's our front 5 runners. All relatively close, not too much of a gap in between them. But there will be a driver dipping out from this, and I think it's going to have to be John Thompson here. Let's see what he does when it comes to the end of this lap. Is he going to go in, or is he staying out? He's staying out. I don't know if he knows that he's got racing softs on, you know. I wonder if he thinks that he's got race mediums on. And that's the reason why he's trying to eke them out, because the mediums will definitely last to the end of the race now. So I don't know, maybe there's a strategy that my low IQ mind just does not have fathomed, but all I can see is that he's lost his 2nd position, he's dropped down to 3rd, and he's now leaving himself vulnerable to 4th position, Ethan Graham, who's caught back up to him now. So, you know, I'd say cut your losses and get your new tyres on as soon as possible and see what you can make up, because they've got to dive in later than you, so you can at least undercut them on those. See if that makes any difference at all. I'm not sure. So far, McIntosh is absolutely skidooing it away in 1st position. Want to make it a one joint first for the first 2 races of this GT series. Looks to doing that with a 1.2 second gap from teammate Rob Schowler as they go around the hairpin. And everyone's getting a bit squiffy. What happened there? John Thompson got a little bit sideways on the exit of that. And with that, Ethan Graham's got up beside him, and he's got the inside line here going up towards Spoons. He's going to be the one that wins this, surely. Inside line he has got. Ethan Graham has dropped into 3rd. Yes, he has. And oh no, John Thompson just pushing too hard on the latter part of the Spoons turn and then pushed wide, and that has got him down into 5th. I'd say, if you can hear me, John, hear me through the TV. Change your tyres, my man. Change your tyres. It is going to be worth it. as he's now moved, unfortunately, down into 5th position. Katinaz now up into 4th, and Ethan Graham into 3rd. And no one else has jumped into the pits as of yet, as they don't need to. Oh no, Rob Schowler's just dived in. There we go, our first pit of the evening. So we've got Rob Schowler in there, and we've got Katinaz in. Both of them are going to be jumping off their mediums onto the soft compounds now. This is lap 8, and we are now over halfway through. So you're definitely going to get a good run on them on the softs without getting too much wear on them. I don't know what is going on with the tactic of John Thompson. He's still on his racing softs, and as you can see there, those front two, as well as the back, the back is definitely starting to lose it, but the front two have just got no grip or losing a lot of grip. Side note, as part of the new rules for this series, because we are doing tyre wear, you have to come in. There is the tyre change is mandatory. You can't go out and just stick on the mediums for the whole race and see if you can make them last. You can't do it with softs, obviously, that's just be impossible anyway. But you need to come in and you need to change to a different compound. If you come in and you change to the same compound, or you don't come in at all, that will DNF you from the race. So that could, John Thompson, if he doesn't watch out and doesn't pit at some point, is not only going to hinder his result from this race, but he's also going to possibly give himself a disqualification. But we'll find out. I've got much faith in the guy from the USA. He's I'll be honest with you, I've been streaming and commentating for these guys for a long time now. It's actually been, I would go into the realm of years, and I've seen John Thompson come in here, and he came from being, just a good amateur driver to actually really fighting amongst the pros, to winning a championship and holding really strong in it. I think it was the RX-7s that he absolutely just decimated in. We've got Xavier McIntosh diving into the pits. We've also got Ethan Graham diving into the pits. And at last, John Thompson's diving into the pits to get his mediums on. So where does that leave the rest of the pack? Rob Schowler is going to take first position back. Surely. Yes, he is. Because the rest of them are not going to come out of the pits in time. I don't think so. Oh, he may have done. He may have done, but no, just not got enough speed on the exit of the pit exit. So that gives his teammate Xavier McIntosh second place back and leaves teammate Rob Schowler up in first. So there we go. Both of them now on the soft tyre compounds. And so is Katina. So 1, 2, 3 with the Astons in the podium positions. Back into fourth with Adam Piper. He has changed on to the super softs, it seems. And then look how much is already taken off there just on tyre wear on those super softs with the AMG. That's absolutely mad. And he's not been out maybe a lap or two, and it's already got red coming up on it. So yeah, that's a lot there compared to the likes of, let's say, Ethan Graham and the rest there who, well, they just dived in a second ago, so we can't really count them too much. John Thompson now in 6th position, but does have a new set of mediums on. Can he catch that 5-second gap back up to 5th place Ethan Graham and see if he can get a top 5 position? Ashley Sharp back down on the medium still. He's not changed, I don't think, from the mediums onto the softs as yet. No, he hasn't. He might just wait to the very end to do so. Jeff has done. He's onto the softs. There we go. As he's now heading through the hairpin. And it is all go, go, go. Through 130R, Xavier McIntosh up into first. Rob Schowler looking to see if he can defend second from Katinaz. Katinaz had the door closed on him for the moment in time. But the softer tyres has brought this driver out. And he wants to see what he can do. Less than 10 minutes remaining of this race. And with that, that's going to be roughly about 5 laps. So we're looking at maybe finishing on a 16-lap race here on the 30. That's what I'm figuring. And Katinaz wants to see if he can catch back up to the 2XR drivers as they will. I don't know. They may help help each other out, give a little bit of bump draft to see if they can get further and further away. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how their tactics is going to play, but that's down to them. Let's see what's going on with 4th and 5th between Adam Piper and Ethan Graham. The fight is commencing up through Dunlop. It seems like Ethan's got the inside line. He has done. Piper's had to back out, and so he could just slip behind him through the 2 corners of Degner. Under the bridge they go, and up the hill towards the hairpin. Can Piper make any positions back going into the hairpin here, taking it nice and wide, tight in, and push out? Lovely jubbly, real good exit on that corner by Piper there. Not losing any time to the car in front. If anything, gaining it a little. So head up the hill, braking hard now, down into 3rd gear for Spoons. Might need to drop down again to 2nd. Onto the back straight. Can they hold it off? No, he will hold it off and then just use the downhill momentum to push it up into the rev range quickly. I just can't believe, compared to the Aston, how much tyre wear the AMG has already used on the softs. I didn't think Adam Piper dipped in any faster than anyone else did, but I may be incorrect. I'm not sure. We'll find out anyway by the end of this race, as he has got the likes of Ethan Graham all over the back of him at the moment. Well, Ethan Graham's got the likes of Adam Piper all over the back of him, should I say. Let's catch back up with the top 4. And what a gap of 1 second being created here by Xavier McIntosh. But Katinas has got past Rob Schauler, and he's become that little bit of ham in between an AXR sandwich. Wants to see if he can move up into that pole position, spoil McIntosh's fun, getting 2 first places on the first night. As we see it go into dusk and the sunset of a beautiful Japanese racetrack. We do love it. Do love Suzuka. One of my all-time favourites. Back from one of the original Gran Turismos. I love Suzuka. Really, really did. For the time being, Ethan Graham has managed to put a good little gap between him and Adam Piper. Is up to nearly 2 seconds now. I'm just trying to see if the gap between him and 3rd place Rob Schauler is decreasing at all. I'm not sure if it is. I'm just trying to keep an eye on it. It's floating about the 3.5 second mark. He has got a few laps to get that back up. Like literally about another 4 to see if he can do anything. I'm not sure if he can, but if anyone can, Ethan Graham definitely can. John Thompson still in 6th. But look what's happened here. Vector, Jeff, has got up into 7th. And I don't know what's happened to Ashley Sharp. I don't know if he dipped in for some tyre. I think he might have dipped in for the tyres. That's what's happened here. He's dipped in for the tyres. And maybe a bit of poor timing there, because he's now dropped back down to 8th position. Unless Vector hasn't changed. No, Vector has definitely changed. Everyone has changed. Everyone is now on their 2nd compound. So no DNFs or disqualifications for not finishing or performing the required tasks in the race. Oh, actually tried the hards. I didn't see that he tried the hards. I didn't realise. My apologies, Ashley. Don't know if it worked out for you, be honest, mate. They have been better sticking on the mediums or sticking on the softs. That gap between Schauler and Graham just not managing to decrease. If anything, it's increasing by at least another half second. But that can be expected, as Schauler has got the likes of, well, he's got the likes of McIntosh, and then Katinas just in front of him, punching holes in the air and giving him that slipstream benefit. So, you know, Ethan Graham's not got the luxury of that. He's just got thick old air to cut through. Nothing to assist him that way. But he's going to go darn good try. 4 seconds at the moment. Adam Piper, I think, has just settled into the groove of being in fifth. And oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That second part of Spoons has absolutely taken him out there. And it's just carried too much speed in. And look how much wear that has done on the tyres already. You just saw the red on there. It's just increased by at least another millimetre. They are mean. The AMG tyres are mean. That's what it seems like. It does seem. I do think the BMW is probably the most friendliest on your tyres. Aston Martin's not that far behind it at all. But the AMG is definitely the hog when it comes to chewing up tyres out of these three cars. And it seems we've had a bit of a split coming towards the latter part of this race. 3 minutes left on the clock. And it has spread out a little bit. Our first place, Xavier McIntosh, has got a good near 2 second gap between him and second place Katinaz. Katinaz has got a good 1.1 second gap between him and Rob Schauler. So you're all three of them head round Dunlop and into Degner. Part 1 and Part 2, under the bridge they go. Then Ethan Graham back down in fourth. He's got a good 3-4 second gap between him and Rob Schauler. Adam Piper with it's now nearly a 10 second gap between him and Ethan Graham. Back end of that AMG just seems to want to just drift wide. I don't know if there's anything you can do in the settings to see if you can change the downforce or anything like that, or if the BMI is locked, or BOP is locked at all for this race. I'm not sure, but that's something you may want to look into for future races, because it's definitely got the grunt. It's just, wants to the back end just wants to go on you. If you just keep looking at it, just see him having to just correct it. And you don't want to have to do that when you've got guys who can just floor it the whole time round. John Thompson still in sixth. 2 second gap between him and fifth place Adam Piper. But then there's a whopping 20 second gap between him and seventh place Jeff Westenborg. Now, forgive me, Jeff, if I've pronounced that incorrectly. You're more than welcome to ridicule me and let me know in the chat afterwards if that was pronounced incorrectly. And then our hostess with the mostest, Ashley Sharp, our man, at the back there. Good 16 seconds between him and seventh place Jeff. I nearly said Wolfenstein, but it's not. It's Westenborg. I don't know where I got Wolfenstein from. Up through the S as they go. Lap 15. Yeah, this is definitely the final lap. I don't see them being able to get round in this last minute. So lap 15 it is. This is the final lap. Xavier McIntosh first. Katina second. Schauler third. Graham fourth. Piper fifth. It's just really... he's looking like he's really having to fight the AMG just to try and keep on the straight and narrow. A little bit of wiggling here and there. See on the exit here of Degner. Oh, it seems all right there. We can see the likes. Of John Thompson starting to catch up with him in the background there. 2.5 second gap, but unless there's a massive mistake made, I don't think anything's going to be done by the end of this race. Let's catch back up to first place, who's on the back straight, heading towards 130R. Just a chicane of Casillo Triangle to go. And then round last curve, and that is the second victory for this man tonight. Good tyre selection, good strategy for him. And here he comes, round last curve, gives a flash. Checker flag, there he is. Second place is Katinaz. Third place is his teammate Rob Schauler. Then Ethan Graham in fourth. Followed by Adam Pfeiffer. Sorry, Adam, mate. I don't know why I butchered your name there. In fifth, they come round Casillo. Last curve as well. Here he is in fifth position. Just behind him is John Thompson in sixth. And then we've got Westenborg in seventh. He's just come round 130R through the Casio Triangle and across the finish line. We're all now asking, where's our hostess with the mostest? He's here! Ashley Sharp is here, holding up 8th position, diving into Casio Triangle, making it look easy, making it look a champ. Doesn't need to worry about the complete layout of the track, can skip over a little bit because he runs it. It's fine. It's his deal. It's his deal. And across the line he comes in 8th position. Guys, what a race for the first round of the GT Series. Let us know what you think. And congratulations to this man, Xavier McIntosh, getting 2 wins to supply himself 50 points for the first race, or the first races of this championship. Guys, if you like this, please give us a like and thumbs up. If you want to hear me again, hit that reminder button and you will see us back here next Thursday from 8 o'clock. You will hear me gibby gobbling and the rest of them going there. Please hit the subscribe button to let us know, let the algorithm do its thing. Hit that like button as well and come join our community. From me, Daxy Man, it is good night and see you all next week. Hurdle.